signs of it either. Unloading. That's he's so long Zertuche.
Fighter wobble around the ring. His right eye closing, and this is stoppage time. Any other referee would have.
He is the fighting blue-collar pride of Youngstown, Ohio, the undefeated middleweight champion of the world, Kelly the Ghost Pavlik.
Born April 5th, 1982, Kelly the Ghost Pavlik grew up on the south side of Youngstown, Ohio, in a traditional ethnic Slovak neighborhood. He would graduate from Lowville High School and Mahoning County Joint Vocational School in the year of 2000, becoming a three-time Golden Glove champion in the 147-pound division. Throughout his amateur career, he would stack up a record of 89 wins and 9 losses, eventually losing to Jermaine Taylor in the 2000 Olympic qualifiers.
Kelly Pavlik is 18 years of age. He's 6'3", 155 pounds, from Youngstown, Ohio, and he is making his professional debut.
Pavlik would make his pro debut June 16, 2000 against Eric Benito Tizan, scoring a TKO in round 3 of 4. This win would not only demonstrate the power that Pavlik had, but the ability to wear down opponents over time.
It's a fight.
So what's going through Pavlik's mind, Teddy? This is a professional debut. He's on TV.
Most important fight of his career, Bob. No matter what his amateur background, until you get crisp, as the old timers would say, that first pro fight, you don't know that you can handle it the same as way as you've handled all the amateur fights. It's the same. Good opponent here for a pro debut, Bob. A durable, game kid, outdone. You have to give Zan credit. He's game.
He goes.
Those body shots taking a lot out of Zan.
Count at 8, 9. He's not going to get up. Shot to the body, and I think that was it.
Body shots on. Yeah, he took quite a few of them, and
yeah, he's
a knockout machine from hard-working Youngstown, Ohio. Kelly Pavlik, just 20 years old and already grabbing lots of attention. The 6'3", 161-pounder, now 13-0 with 13 knockouts. Joe Miller.
On July 30th, 2002, Kelly Pavlik would face Abel Hernandez at the Lucky Star Casino in Concho, Oklahoma, knocking Hernandez out in the first round of the fight. This would make the Ghost 14-0 now, winning all 14 of his fights by knockout.
Left hand to the body to open up this first round from the Ghost. He's got a good frame, does the 6'3" Kelly Pavlik.
Jab from coming.
Hernandez hasn't been able to stop anything nor start anything as Pavlik rips into him with a...
I'd like to see Pavlik go back to the body again. Not get carried away in the head shot.
He's got Hernandez in big trouble in the corner, and he goes down for the second time in this first round. Kelly Pavlik relentless when he got Hernandez into the corner.
You all right? Come to me.
There has not been a pro fight in Kelly Pavlik's young career that has gone past 3 rounds. This doesn't have signs of it either. Unloading. That's it. The streak continues. Hernandez goes down 3 times in the first round. Kelly Pavlik, 14 wins, 14 knockouts.
Pavlik throws him good.
October 7th, 2005, Pavlik would step up to face Valencio Zuniga for the vacant NABF middleweight title. Now, with a record of 26-0, with 23 of those wins coming by knockout, the Colombian veteran only seemed like a stepping stone at this point for the Youngstown fighter.
Jab de Kelly Pavlik, los dos conectando bastante buenos puños.
Entonces ya vea, y cuando él se te venga con el jab, tu mano arriba izquierda y sobre el jab de él el recto derecha tuyo, entonces tu izquierda. Con su gol.
Está viendo ese combate, pero con mucha dedicación. Está costándole mucho. Este combate está pactado a 12 vueltas. Kelly Pavlik nunca ha pasado de los 8 asaltos.
Pavlik would go down by a left hook in the first round, but would recover quickly and would dominate the rest of the fight. Zuniga would be cut over his right eye by the clash of heads, and his corner would stop the fight in the 9th round.
Bien la derecha por parte del fantasma Pavlik. Y quizás subestimó Kelly Pavlik. La boca abierta, que es cuando más duele. Está chorreando la sangre, pero haz de cuenta que abrieron la manguera. En cualquier momento Robert Byrd puede detener el combate. Los audios directos, la repetición exacta de lo que ocurrió en la esquina. Es la única forma que nos vamos a dar cuenta exactamente quién detuvo la contienda. Mi impresión fue que la esquina apeló al médico para que pararan la contienda. Lo hicieron en español y quizá ese fue el error que cometieron. Vamos a escuchar. Usted escucha.
On July 7th, 2006, Pavlik would go on to face the former WBO light middleweight champion of the world, Bronco McCart. Technically, McCart would go on to score a knockdown in the 4th round, when both of Pavlik's gloves would go on to touch the canvas in what most would consider a slip. This really wouldn't matter though, because by the time the 6th round came, Pavlik would put McCart down twice before the referee would go on to stop the fight.
Official weight, 160 pounds. Professional record, a perfect one. 27 bouts, 27 victories, including 24 knockouts with 20 KOs in 3 rounds or less. From a Youngstown.
And McCart is the much more economical fighter at this moment.
How do you have it though?
I have it 2 rounds to 1 for Pavlik.
Boy, Pavlik's down. That glove touched the canvas. That is a knockdown.
That was from a body punch, I think a right to the body.
If you get hit from the force of a blow, now Pavlik's saying to the referee, look at the replays, which won't come until after the round, but if you get hit with a punch, even if you lose your balance and you're not hurt, and your glove touches the canvas of the 6th. Kelly Pavlik has responded, and he sends McCart down again.
Yeah, I think that's the end of it.
And the referee stops it. Ricky Gonzalez stops it. For the first time in McCart's career, he has been stopped. Kelly Pavlik responds from a knockdown and stops Bronco McCart to earn his 25th stoppage.
That's a really...
On November 2nd, 2006, Pavlik would get to headline in front of his hometown Pavlik Center in Youngstown, Ohio. He would go on to put on one of his most dominant performances yet, scoring a knockdown with a right hand in the late 1st round, rocked Pierre repeatedly in the 2nd and 3rd rounds. Pavlik knocked down Pierre again with the left hook in the 4th round, and the referee would go on to stop the fight.
From Youngstown, Ohio, it's time for the main event of the evening. With a record of 18 wins and 2 losses, he has 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the former WBC Caribbean middleweight champion, fighting out of Catskill, New York, by way of Haiti. He is known as the Caribbean King. Introducing Leonard Pierre. With 28 wins, no losses, 25 wins 2 middleweight in the world by the WBC, number 4 by the WBA. Tonight, making his rare hometown appearance, please welcome the NABF middleweight champion from Youngstown, Ohio, introducing the undefeated Kelly, the Ghost Pavlik.
Pavlik with 7 first-round knockouts, 19 of his 25 in the first 2. Can he make Pierre disappear?
That, to me, is the important one, and we'll have to see if Kelly Pavlik is going to try to match that, because you know that Pavlik and Duddy are on a collision course at least now.
How does the shorter man, Pierre, deal at the height of Pavlik?
I'll tell you what, the size difference between these two is just striking right now. And you know, up and just blitz his opponent out of here, especially after the first round knockdown. Could have lost his composure in the second round. He stayed under pretty good control here.
Pierre trying to hold on, and then land a haymaker. And Pavlik is showing pretty good control here.
He's going through it like, you know, almost surgically.
Right hand. Going to take you back to the corner of Pierre. Wow. Takes another shot, staggers back to the corner. Most of the time anyway. And listen, he does look fine in between the rounds, Ted. While he looks fine, you know, he seems lucid, and he got nailed there.
He's not fine there. Right there.
And that's it. It's over.
Gotta be. And it is just a vicious shot. You'll see it. He turns his whole body into it. Boom.
He is the winner by way of technical knockout. He is still undefeated. Kelly, the Ghost Pavlik.
Kelly Pavlik delivers to the fans what they came to see.
January 27, 2007, in Anaheim, California, Pavlik will go on to face Jose Luis Zertuche. And although this was a fast-paced fight, Pavlik would eventually go on to end the fight in the 8th round, landing a right hand that would literally put Zertuche to sleep, and then landing an uppercut that would drop him face first to the canvas.
Weight limit, and when they stepped on our unofficial HBO scales, both fighters coming in around 170 pounds. Rules of the bout now with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
The Kelly Pavlik Jose Luis Zertuche fight is scheduled for 12 rounds using the unified rules that you see on your screen. Fran, real quick, the 4 criteria that the judges will use to score each individual round: clean punching, effective aggressiveness, ring generalship, and defense, with a strong emphasis on clean, effective punching. Fran!
Kelly Pavlik now ready to make his way to the ring. Pavlik, born and raised in Youngstown, Ohio. He still lives there today, 29-0 with 26 knockouts. 21 of the 26 knockouts coming in the first 3 rounds, Lennox.
That shows you what kind of devastating power he has in each hand. This is his time to shine. He really wants to shine and show the public that he deserved this spot. And he wants to box against the guys at the top right now. And this is one of the premier fights that he needs to do and show it to the public.
Kelly Pavlik, they call him the Ghost. He said he got the nickname long ago because his friends tabbed him as being hard to hit. A closer look at Kelly Pavlik with Max Kellerman.
Kelly Pavlik's ambidextrous. Doesn't fight that way. He fights as a right-hander, but I saw him write his name with a right-left hand. Looked identical. I've never seen that before. It explains why he has such good punching power in both hands. Throws a ball righty and lefty, does the whole thing. He has an amateur loss to Taylor. He admits he lost the fight. But it's easier for him to admit it, I think, because he was so young when the loss happened. And he says he'd fight Godzilla for $2 if it meant him getting a title shot. Well, if he fights Miranda, and it looks like if he wins tonight, Miranda wins his next fight, he will fight Godzilla to get that title shot. Hopefully he'll make a few more than $2, though, a little more than $2.
Miranda with that monster right hand.
First, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing yellow, trimmed with blue, official weight, 160 pounds. His professional record, an excellent one. 19 victories, including 14 knockouts, only 3 defeats, 2 bouts even. From León, Guanajuato, Mexico, Jose Luis, el Elotero Zertuche. And fighting out of the red corner, Wearing red with white, official weight 159 pounds. His professional record, a perfect one. 29 bouts, 29 victories, including 26 knockouts. From Youngstown, Ohio, ranked number 2 in the world by the WBC, the undefeated NABF middleweight champion, Kelly the Ghost Pavlik.
In his last fight.
Well, Pavlik believes he is deserving of getting an opportunity to be recognized with the best of the best in the middleweight division. We won't say this is his first step, but his biggest step on the biggest stage. 6 straight knockouts, and 9 of the last 10 bouts have ended in knockout.
Well, he did expend a lot of energy, and every punch he throws is a power punch. And he wants to knock Pavlik out.
Bingo. He landed 15 punches in the 3rd round, all with power shots. Pavlik landed 36. And Lennox, why are we not seeing any jabbing from Zertuche?
That's just not his style. He just wants to go out there and search and destroy right now, but he definitely should jab to set up.
He doesn't have the quote-unquote name that he feels he needs to get that title shot. That's what's kept him back. And he told us that he felt like he had 2 fights tonight. One inside the ring, but one outside the ring with perception. To get his name, create some buzz, if you will.
Well, I mean, and that's why maybe if you step on the gas in the previous round, you create that buzz, but then again, maybe you run into something stupid, Lennox, as you were talking about earlier, and maybe so long as you...
Zertuche to sleep with a right hand, and Raul Caiz just waves it off.
That's the buzz. He buzzed Zertuche.
Let me tell you, that was a wicked shot. He was asleep, standing on his feet.
And I guess that's why you don't overly press the advantage.
The winner by knockout victory, now ranked number 1 in the world by the World Boxing Council, still undefeated, still the NABF middleweight champion from Youngstown, Ohio, Kelly the Ghost Pavlik.
Kelly Pavlik improving to 30-0 with 27 knockouts. He has won his last 7 fights by knockout with a big-time victory over Jose Luis Zertuche as we show you the final punch stat numbers. And we take a look at the total punches. Pavlik almost doubling the output of Zertuche. And there you see almost a 3-to-1 advantage in connected shots.
On May 19th, 2007, Pavlik would go on to face the hard-hitting Edison Miranda, who at the time held a record of 28 wins and 1 loss with 24 KOs. With both fighters being undefeated, somebody's O would have to go. The outcome of this fight would determine who would go on to face Jermaine Taylor and have the #1 contender spot for the middleweight championship of the world. During the 6th round, Miranda, who would be considered the Godzilla of this fight, would be knocked down twice. After the first knockdown, Miranda would spit out his mouthpiece, causing the referee, Steve Smoger, to deduct a point. The 6th round would end at this point, and Miranda seemed unable to continue. As expected by this point, in the 7th round, Pavlik trapped Miranda in the corner, hitting him with a barrage of vicious shots. And it would only be a matter of time before the referee would stop the fight. Kelly Pavlik is now on his way to a championship shot.
With a strong emphasis on clean, effective punching. Jim!
Yeah, now here comes Kelly Pavlik, who is from Youngstown, Ohio, a city with a tremendous past sports tradition.
Youngstown is a hot boxing town at one time, best known in recent decades for the lightweight champion, Ray Mancini. I like the fact that Pavlik seemed in a hurry to get to the ring.
Lennox, he's got a 3-inch height advantage. How should he use it against Miranda?
He should use that jab and keep Miranda definitely at the end of the jab, hopefully seizing the opportunities when Miranda makes those technical mistakes like leaving his left hand down, so Pavlik can actually get through with jabs and hooks after that.
There's been so much excitement about Miranda as a knockout force that it's almost overlooked by some, that Pavlik has 27 knockouts in 30 fights. The knock is that he's been mostly fighting 154-pounders coming up, whereas Miranda says, I've been fighting real middleweights. We're about to find out who really has the edge. Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official introductions.
First, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the color copper and weighing in officially at 160 pounds. His professional record, a perfect one. 30 bouts, 30 victories, including 27 KOs from Youngstown, Ohio. The undefeated WBC #1 ranked middleweight contender in the world, Kelly the Ghost Pavlik. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black with red, official weight 160 pounds. Professional record, 29 bouts, 28 victories, including 24 knockouts, with only one defeat. From Buenaventura, Colombia, the WBC #2 ranked middleweight contender in the world, Edison Pantera Miranda.
Centering, gentlemen. Gentlemen, you were given your instructions both in Spanish and English in the dressing room. Please obey my commands, respect the bell, and protect yourself at all times. Edison, entiende todo? Todo bien? Touch gloves.
There's a new expression in the South called crunk.
Just to be clear, neither fighter is from Kronk, but Larry thinks the fight will be Crunk. Lennox, there's a significant body contrast between the longer, looser muscles of Pavlik and the much more tightly bunched Miranda. If you were brand new to the sport, you'd look at this and say, oh my gosh, Miranda's going to overpower him. Doesn't always work that way, does it?
Doesn't always work that way. Guys with longer arms usually have those long, fast, twitching muscles, which really helps their case.
Neither man is boxing. They're punching, Lennox.
Yeah, and Pavlik promised to back up his opponent because he thinks that Miranda doesn't fight as well going back.
Well, he succeeded in doing that part of the time, hitting like this.
The thing you do is you put yourself against all types of different sparring partners to prepare for that. What Emmanuel Stewart usually does, keeps me in the ring, brings in 3 sparring partners, and gives them each a minute at me, and I don't get no rest. So these guys are all different styles are always coming at me.
Big right hand.
Oh, that hurt him. He's out.
Miranda is down, and the question is, can he make it up?
3, 4,
I don't think he's going to make it.
Well, he's on his feet.
He's definitely wobbly.
Is he going to let him go on?
Yeah, Smoker will let him go on. Absolutely. I've seen Smoker a lot.
He's giving him too much time. What's going on here?
Spat them out.
Smoker is...
Now he's going to get a chance to put them out.
What is Steve Smoker doing? He's blowing this fight for Pavlik. This is incompetence. I can't stand it when a referee does this. When a fighter has given himself the advantage.
Well, to be fair, you know, he dropped his mouth guard, so the referee has to put back his mouth guard.
He's gone anyway. He just got hit with a massive left hook. And Lennox Lewis is correct. He's going to have a tremendous amount of difficulty recovering from this. He's going to make it up again. And I'm betting Smoker lets him keep going.
Look, right again.
2 knockdowns in the round for Pavlik.
Miranda's legs don't seem there. Seem like they're there.
And the bell saves him from the carnage of that round. And Miranda is all but out on his feet. Jose Bonilla told Edison Miranda, if you don't show me something in the first minute, I'm going to stop the fight. And he is up on the steps in Miranda's corner. You can see him behind Edison right there, yelling at Edison that he's about to stop the fight unless Miranda can somehow fight back. Push him on. Now, we showed you in the feature piece that Bonilla is both a father figure and a trainer for Edison Miranda. It must be very difficult now for him to watch his fighter wobble around the ring, his right eye closing, and this is stoppage time. Any other referee would have stopped it before there. Smoker finally does. Kelly Pavlik has a huge knockout victory.
And now we have a build-up to a fight with Taylor that could be huge. Huge.
He's unbeaten.
He's the recognized middleweight champion of the world. He just hasn't fought somebody who can take that away from him yet.
Now, at 31-0, Kelly Pavlik would be on his way to Atlantic City. He would not be making this trip alone though, as approximately 6,231 Youngstown natives had bought a ticket and were ready to take the trip to New Jersey with the Ghost. Growing up around Youngstown, I can remember how much hype was around this fight. Everybody and their mother wanted to see Kelly Pavlik bring home the championship, and there was a lot of talk. Taylor's trainer, Emmanuel Stewart, called Pavlik overrated and promised a knockout in return for his champion, Jermaine Taylor. Taylor, who would also be undefeated at the time, was no joke not to be messed with. He had taken out people such as Antonio Tarver and Bernard Hopkins twice. Being trained by the late great Emmanuel Stewart, there wasn't much Jermaine Taylor couldn't do, and there's a reason that Bad Intentions was the middleweight champion of the world. Finally, the time had come. September 9th, 2007. Fight night, Atlantic City, New Jersey. The fight would start very intense, and as Emmanuel Stewart predicted, Jermaine Taylor would put Kelly Pavlik down. This would happen in the second round. But just like many people in Youngstown too, Pavlik would face that adversity, and he would get back up. Surviving the rest of the round, by the grace of God and pure instinct alone, Pavlik would make it back to his corner, greeting Jack Lowe with a smile. Using all that he had learned in his past 31 fights, Pavlik was able to recover and slowly wear down Taylor over the next few rounds. And it would be only a matter of time before, just like so many other opponents, Pavlik would have Taylor trapped in a corner. Down on all official scorecards, Pavlik would stun Taylor in the chin with a left hook in the 7th round. And with Taylor practically out on his feet at this point, Pavlik would continue to hit him with a barrage of punches until he would fall to his knees and the referee would wave his arms to stop the fight. Kelly Pavlik was now the middleweight champion of the world.
And he flew in from California for this fight. Another ex-lightweight champion, Harry Arroyo, is somewhere in the stands as well.
And Kelly Pavlik is on his way to the ring. And because of the influx of Youngstown fans, along, of course, with the enthusiasm that Pavlik generated in the sport with his tremendous performance against Edison Miranda in May, you have to expect that this will be a pro-Kelly Pavlik crowd during the fight tonight.
Atlantic City is finding out there is life after Arturo Gatti.
And it'll be interesting to see if, in fact, the overwhelming enthusiasm for Pavlik here tonight affects Taylor in any way, given that Jermaine is so accustomed to fighting in Memphis, Tennessee, where many of his big fights have taken place before heavily pro-Jermaine Taylor crowds. But of course, Taylor finds himself a champion who's swimming against the tide of public opinion now, and that is expected to be a big motivator for him in the fight.
Should point out here, Jim, that this is an even money fight until a day or so ago. The money has now come in on the champion. He's an 8-5 favorite.
Lennox, Kelly Pavlik almost always has a smile on his face.
He's just happy to be here. I mean, he can't wait for this fight. He actually ran into the ring to show you how excited he is about this fight.
Now here's the Youngstown crowd, which impressed you, and his lopsided decision over Corey Spinks, which impressed almost no one. They fought each other in the Olympic trials in the year 2000 when Jermaine was 4 years older at age 21. Now he's 29, and Pavlik is 25. Kelly was only 17 when they met as amateurs. A 1-inch height advantage for Pavlik. Jermaine Taylor has never as a professional been in the ring with someone who lists taller than himself. Arm length advantage of 1 inch measured from the armpit to the end of the fist for Pavlik. They both weighed in at or slightly under the 160-pound limit. Unofficially tonight, Taylor up to 166, Pavlik to 168. They both appeared to be in spectacular shape. Rules of the bout with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
The Jermaine Taylor Kelly Pavlik fight is scheduled for 12 rounds using the unified rules. There is no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight. In case the cut is caused by an accidental headbutt, we go to the scorecards after 4 rounds have been completed, and you cannot be saved by the bell in any round, including the 12th and final round.
Somebody's has gotta go. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing gray with red, official weight 159 1/2 pounds. A perfect professional record consisting of 31 bouts, 31 victories, including 28 knockouts. From Youngstown, Ohio, the undefeated #1 ranked middleweight contender in the world, Kelly the Ghost Pavlik. And fighting out of the red corner, wearing white with razorback red trim, official weight 159 pounds. Professional record 28 bouts without a loss, 27 victories, including 70 knockouts with 1 bout even. He's the fighting pride of Little Rock, Arkansas, the universally recognized, undefeated, reigning, defending middleweight champion of the world, Jermaine Bad Intentions Taylor.
Jermaine Taylor comes out with a big right hand over the top. Referee Steve Smoger, veteran from the Upper East Coast, is known as a puncher's referee. He will let the damage ensue. Kelly Pavlik says he's going to throw 80 to 100 punches per round. And Jermaine Taylor is landing early, getting off faster than Pavlik at the beginning. Good hard jab by Taylor, who said that he's going to reinstitute his jab in this fight, saying that he realizes it hasn't been as good in recent fights as he needs it. Pavlik had a big round for CompuBox numbers, landing 43 of 89. Taylor 26 out of 72. Harold Letterman agrees with Emmanuel Stewart that Pavlik won the first round. They go back to trading in the center of the ring. Hard right hand by Taylor. Flush on Pavlik's face. Kelly keeps coming forward.
They broke themselves up.
Taylor needs to settle down a bit. Pavlik has shown great poise. You know, his trainer's right. Really, what he needs to do is fundamentals, and that's jab, jab, right hand. He's doing a good job at it right now.
Pavlik looks very comfortable midway through round 2. Taylor showing a lot of wasted motion, doesn't yet seem to be quite as happy with the way things are going as is Kelly Pavlik. If you saw the countdown show that helped to set up this fight, it established the kind of intensity that is shown there as Taylor suddenly gets Pavlik in big trouble. Kelly Pavlik getting raked by hard right hand and left hand, and down Pavlik goes down.
That is it.
That was a tremendous barrage from Jermaine Taylor. That was the best offensive show in Taylor's last 6 fights.
That was a right hand started that barrage. There's a minute and a half to go, a half a round still to go.
And it was followed by a series of rights and lefts. And Taylor has Pavlik in big trouble. And a chance to finish him right here.
I'm so surprised that Pavlik could come back from that. It's still early. That's why he can come back. But he's getting hit. And like I said, Jermaine means real business. He's going for broke now. He wants to win this fight. He wants to take Pavlik out straight away.
And remember, Steve Smoger is not a quick stoppage referee. Steve Smoger is a fight referee who allows the fight to go.
Shows you the kind of determined.
Make it out of the second round, it appears. What an assault and what a survival.
good. His knees.
Last time Jermaine Taylor hurt somebody like that, it was Daniel Edouard in the fight that set up his title shot against Bernard Hopkins. Taylor landed 52 out of 75 punches in the round. Pavlik 20 out of 47. Kelly Pavlik, after having been knocked down and almost out in the second, Pavlik threw 99 punches in round 3, landing 32. Taylor was 21 out of 41, so very accurate for Taylor. But Pavlik had the... Not many jabs in the fight. Through round 4, Taylor 14 out of 29, Pavlik 9 out of 35. Pavlik slowed down a little bit in round 4, throwing only 66 punches. But once again...
Right on my shirt. And it's Pavlik's blood.
Pavlik begins the 6th round searching for a body shot. Harold Edison agreed with Emmanuel Stewart that Jermaine Taylor won the last round. Pacquiao Barrera countdown coming along immediately following this telecast. Start to get ready for next week. Good luck. We are halfway through the scheduled 12-round fight. Average punches per round so far. Pavlik 29 out of 74. Taylor 29 out of 59. Harold Letterman, how do you have it on the scorecard?
4 rounds to 2, 57, 56, Kelly Pavlik. Jim, I think that his aggressiveness is winning the fight. I mean, you know, moving forward, landing those good, straight, hard right hands. Jermaine Taylor, beautiful job of boxing to win round 5. He gets an extra point in round 2 for the knockdown. The fight is very, very close in points. 4 rounds to 2, Kelly Pavlik.
I have it 3 rounds apiece, which means a 1-point lead for Taylor. Pavlik said he didn't think that Taylor liked to get hit. Nobody likes to get hit, but Taylor has taken those hits. Taylor said that he didn't think Kelly Pavlik was much. And now he is...
Taylor is done. Left hook. Drops Taylor's head up. Uppercut has Taylor in big trouble. Down goes the leg. And Steve Smoker is going to stop the fight. That is correct. There's a brand new middleweight champion. He's from Youngstown, Ohio. What a knockout assault.
Muscle memory strikes again.
Unbelievable. I don't know where that shot came from, but it definitely hurt Jermaine Taylor.
What a performance by young Pavlik. What guts to get off the floor. The difference in this fight, one man got off the floor, the other man didn't.
You could see what it did for Jermaine was like he had to say to himself, this guy's still coming, he's still here.
Final CompuBox numbers. Taylor and Pavlik landing an almost identical number of punches. Taylor landing at a higher accuracy rate. Pavlik showing the will, as he insisted he would, to throw more punches as the fight went on. Power shots. Jabs first. Taylor landing 77 of 207. Pavlik 80 out of 250. They were both dedicated to using the jab. Pavlik's jab was stiffer and longer and controlled more space. And most importantly, as the rounds went on, Pavlik's jab began to set up his power shots until he landed a barrage in the 7th round that closed the show, ultimately landing 100 out of 210 power shots against Taylor, who had a sensational statistical night, landing 65% of his power shots. And incidentally, Larry Merchant, if you're listening,
by way of Caesars Atlantic City, tonight here in Atlantic City, we have witnessed one of the great middleweight championship bouts in boxing history. Referee Steve Smoker steps in, calls a halt at 2 minutes, 14 seconds, round number 7. The winner by TKO victory and new undefeated middleweight champion of the world, Kelly the Ghost Pavlik.
Very few picked him to beat Edison Miranda earlier this summer. He put Miranda away in 7. Jermaine Taylor was an 8-5 favorite tonight. He put...
I'd like to give a really big thank you for everyone that took the time to watch today. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, and feel free to share Kelly Pavlik's story in the comments if you have one. I'm Retro Rock from Bomb City Sports. This has been Do You Believe in Ghosts? The Kelly Pavlik Story, Part 1.
My sweet Jenny, I'm sinking down here, darling, in Youngstown.